If you've ever sat in a race car under the blazing Texas sun, you already know that heat is no joke. But at Circuit of the Americas this weekend, it wasn't just the competition that was beating drivers down. It was the temperature itself. And one of the sport's most experienced voices, Denny Hamlin, had plenty to say about it. What went on behind the scenes at COTA this weekend involving heat, cool suits, and driver comfort is a story that deserves way more attention than it's getting. Because this wasn't just a minor inconvenience. For some drivers, this was a race within the race just to survive. And when a 10-time race winner starts talking about it publicly, you better believe the garage is listening. I'm telling you right now, what happened in that cockpit at COTA is going to start a conversation about driver safety, equipment reliability, and how NASCAR handles extreme heat conditions going forward. But before we get into all of it, if you're a true NASCAR fan who loves the real stories behind the racing, hit that like button and subscribe to Race Car Nation Report. We are a brand new channel grinding toward our first 500 subscribers. And we are building something special for fans who actually want honest, no-fluff NASCAR talk. Let's get into it. Story number 1. The Texas heat at COTA was absolutely brutal this weekend. And it wasn't just uncomfortable, it was a legitimate factor in how this race played out. Temperatures inside those cockpits were extreme. We're talking about drivers baking in full fire suits, helmets, Hans devices, inside a car with an engine generating massive heat. On a track surrounded by concrete and asphalt, soaking up every single degree of that Austin sun. Denny Hamlin was one of the most vocal drivers about what the field was dealing with. And Hamlin doesn't sugarcoat things. He never has. When he speaks up about conditions, you pay attention. He made it clear that the heat was taking a real physical toll on drivers throughout the field at COTA. This wasn't just about being a little sweaty and uncomfortable. When your body is fighting that kind of heat for over 2 hours at race pace, making split-second decisions through one of the most technically demanding road courses on the schedule, it becomes a serious performance issue. And then there's the cool suit problem. Cool suits are the lifeline for drivers in these conditions. They circulate cold water or ice water through tubing, sewn into a vest that drivers wear under their fire suit. Pulling heat away from the body and keeping core temperature manageable. When that system works, drivers can focus entirely on racing. When it doesn't work, and at COTA this weekend, for some drivers it didn't. You're essentially asking someone to race at 100% while their body is slowly overheating. It's one of the most demanding physical environments in professional sports. Reports out of the garage indicated that cool suit equipment failures and performance issues were a real problem for multiple drivers during this race. Now, Hamlin, being the straight shooter that he is, brought this up and didn't hold back. He pointed out how the heat specifically and the cool suit issues were impacting how drivers felt and performed throughout the run. This is the kind of inside information that you don't always get unless someone with credibility and experience speaks up. And Hamlin did exactly that. Now let's talk about what this means for the bigger picture. COTA in March sounds like it should be manageable weather-wise. But anyone who knows Austin, Texas knows that the heat can spike hard and fast, especially with the sun reflecting off that track surface and the natural bowl shape of certain sections of that circuit trapping warm air. Drivers were dealing with temperatures that would challenge anyone, let alone athletes already pushing their physical limits through technical high-downforce road course racing. The cool suit failures reportedly affected multiple cars in the field. When your cooling system isn't working properly and you're 3 hours into a grueling road course battle, the physical and mental fatigue accelerates fast. Decision-making gets foggy. Reaction time slow. Mistakes happen. Back at COTA, where one wrong move through a fast section can end your day entirely. This is not a small problem. This is a safety-adjacent issue that NASCAR and the teams need to take seriously. Hamlin's reaction brought a lot of these behind-the-scenes issues into the light. He's been around long enough to know when conditions cross the line from tough to genuinely concerning. And the fact that he went public with his reaction tells you this wasn't just a personal complaint. He was speaking for a lot of drivers in that garage who felt the same way, but maybe didn't say it as loudly. What should NASCAR do about this? That's the question now. You can't control the Texas weather, but you can control how prepared teams and the sanctioning body are for these conditions. Cool suit technology and reliability needs to be examined, If multiple cars had equipment failing under the same conditions at the same event, that's a systemic issue worth investigating. Teams need to pressure test this equipment harder. NASCAR should be looking at whether there are protocols in place for extreme heat events, and whether those protocols are actually sufficient. Hamlin raising this flag is important. He's not a fringe voice. He's one of the most respected and experienced competitors in the sport. When he reacts publicly to something like this, it carries weight, and it should. The bottom line is this: COTA delivered great racing on track. Tyler Reusch, Shane Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, they gave us moments to remember. But underneath all of that, drivers were fighting an invisible battle against the Texas heat and failing equipment. Denny Hamlin made sure we knew about it, and that matters. This is the kind of story that reminds you NASCAR isn't just about lap times and pit strategy. It's about human beings in extreme conditions doing extraordinary things. And sometimes the conditions get the better of the equipment, and someone needs to say something. Hamlin said it. Now I want to hear from you. You think NASCAR needs to do more to protect drivers in extreme heat conditions? And should cool suit reliability be a more closely monitored equipment standard? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to Racecar Nation Report. We are a brand new channel trying to build something real for true NASCAR fans, and we are pushing toward our first 500 subscribers. If you love this sport the way I do, you are in the right place. I'll see you in the next one.